Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Meyer.
There's light at the end of the tunnel, and we're going to stay positive, and we will remain positive.
Juwan Howard after Thursday's narrow loss to top-ranked Purdue. Hi, everybody. I'm Ed Kongursky. Welcome aboard once again. In their history, the Wolverines have 2 victories over #1 ranked teams, Wichita State 1967 and Duke in 1997. And though they didn't get number 3, it was a heck of an effort. This was Michigan's annual pink game, and making the challenge even bigger, the Wolverines playing without Jet Howard out with an ankle injury. 7'4" Zach Edey was called upon early and often by Purdue, scoring the Boilers' first 7 points, the big guy establishing himself a real force near the bucket. But Hunter Dickinson was taking it right back at him.
Free throw line, Dickinson spins on Edey, work past a reverse layup, yes, and a foul! That was silky smooth.
The 2 Giants going shoulder to shoulder. Freshman Braden Smith has been fantastic for the Boilermakers. Looks like he's in trouble, but scores on the reverse. Michigan kept trading buckets. Terrace Reed Jr., outworking 2 defenders, gets the putback slam, but was called for a technical foul. Off the inbounds, Doug McDaniel, far corner, step back 3, one of 10 lead changes in the first half. Edey just kept doing his thing. Gets the ball deep in the post, and forget it. He scored 15 in the first half. And anytime you make a mistake, Purdue is ready to pounce. Fletcher Lawyer, another freshman, takes it coast to coast. The Boilers get some separation with a 15-0 run, leading by as many as 13.
Those are the type of moments where good teams, when you have a defensive mistake, those good teams make you pay, and that's what Purdue did, so give them credit. They're #1 team in the country for a reason.
Michigan scored the final 7 points of the half, though, to keep it close. Kobe Buffkin goes right at Edey and finishes, down only 6 at the half. Second half, Purdue gets 3 of the first 4 buckets to go up 11, but Buffkin answers by going right at Edey once again. And then Kobe gets the kick out from Dickinson.
Finds Buffkin left wing, a 3, bingo! Oh, what a find from Hunter Dickinson.
He finished with 16. Doug McDaniel takes a pass from Hunter, knocks down the runner. The Wolverines staying within striking distance, down only 7. Joey Baker was the 3rd Wolverine in double digits with 11. He launches a left wing 3, one of his 3 triples on the evening.
Shoots a 3, rattled it home. Joey Baker with a couple of huge 3s in this second half.
The Boilers so efficient offensively, though. Braden Smith sneaks to the rack and scores an easy one. Dickinson more than held his own against Edey, scoring a game-high 21. On this trip, he beats the double team for a deuce. Edey countered with 19 and 9 and seemed to always have the answer when Purdue needed it. The Boilers take it 75-70, the only meeting of the regular season between the 2 rivals.
My guys came out here and competed today. I felt like we felt coming in that we were supposed to win that game, and it was just a tough one to see go so close. So
we learned a lot about ourselves. We fought hard for 40 minutes straight. We haven't did that throughout the season completely the whole time. So I'm proud of my guys for fighting 40 minutes. Even though we didn't get the win, it's a lot of things to learn. It's a lot of positive takeaways from this game.
With Jet Howard sideline, transfer Joey Baker made his first career Michigan start.
Joey, the competitor that he is, it's not the first time when he's made outside shots, but it shows that he was trying to give wherever he can to help, help the team win. And I admire and respect the way how he's handled this opportunity and also his role with the team.
Though it's been a topsy-turvy season at times, the Wolverines are determined to show their resolve.
At times you gotta just dig deep and learn from that adversity and keep building off of it. And that's why I've been so proud of this group. All the adversity that we faced, we still haven't given up. We still haven't had lost hope. We're still going to remain positive. We're still going to continue to keep competing each game.
As a fellow big man, Juwan had great appreciation for what took place in the paint Thursday night.
It was like 2 heavyweights. Two of the best bigs in the country and also 2 of the best bigs in our conference competing. Nothing that I was surprised about because, they've done it before in the past. It was fun to watch on the sideline. Just fortunate enough for Purdue, they ended up, winning the ball game. But I just love to see how our guys, throughout tonight just competed on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, that sure was a fun battle to watch. Still to come on Inside Michigan Basketball, our post-game chat with Dickinson, and later, how Coaches versus Cancer has had an impact on the Michigan basketball program.
The more you can get detected and the earlier, the better your results could be.
Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Meijer. Make savings a slam dunk with Meijer home delivery and pickup. Welcome back, everybody. The Purdue game was this close to being a truly memorable evening. A bucket here, a stop there, and who knows? Here's our post-game conversation with big man Hunter Dickinson.
How proud are you of the effort you guys gave tonight?
Yeah, no, obviously really proud of the effort. Definitely not going to take that away from me and the guys. We fought until the last buzzer. But like you said, at this point in the season, you can't do the moral victories. The moral victories are probably, after like the Kentucky game and stuff like that. Nowadays, a loss is just a loss at this point. But there's definitely some things that we can take away from this game that we did well, and obviously some things that we can learn from. And so, that's the biggest thing, is just trying to learn from the mistakes, and really just try to, grind out this last part of the season.
They seem like such a unique matchup with their offense. How tough is it defensively to slow these guys down?
Oh, no, it's really tough. Obviously they have a great coach who runs, a great system and puts Edey in, some great spots where he can score. And, they got a really good group of guys that, like you said, the talent really fits that team. And so, they're a really good team. Obviously, they're the number one ranked team in the country for a reason. And so just going in there, we try to do our game plan and execute our game plan to the best of our ability. Fell up a little short, but, that's how it goes in basketball. You win some, you lose some.
You guys didn't look like you doubled a lot on him. Is it just kind of a pick your poison thing, and hopefully he gets off his mark a little bit and maybe you get some momentum off of that?
Yeah, no, I really don't want a double team. I would rather just play straight up. Obviously some teams double team me, but that's not, my personality, my ego. I would rather just play one-on-one, and if you score, I'm going to tip my cap to you, but I know you're going to have to guard me on the other end as well, so we'll see.
Something else positive to take away from this game, I think, is the way you guys played offensively without your second leading scorer. Can you talk to me about the way you guys kind of answered that call without Jed in there, because he's such a huge part of your offense?
Yeah, no, like you said, he is a huge part of our offense. He's a lot of our usage. He's a great shot maker, and he's able to kind of create off the dribble a lot, and so we kind of, obviously, I think we kind of missed that out there today, but guys stepped up. Joey came in here and played really good, played great minutes for us. Isaiah Barnes, even though, the ball didn't really go in for him that much, I think he played really good defensively and had some things going for him. You can impact the game more than just scoring. But I think just as an overall effort, guys stepped up. That's what we have to do when one of our best players is out. So just really proud of the guys that stepped up and really gave us good minutes out there today.
Later in the show, we talk Coaches versus Cancer with a survivor on the Wolverine staff. But next, a season sweep of the Golden Gophers. The Wolverines started their week with a Sunday matinee against Minnesota. Unlike their earlier meeting in Minneapolis, when the Maize and Blue led by as many as 30 points, this one was tight throughout. The Wolverines fell behind 16-6 out of the gate, but eventually settled down. Off the inbounds, Doug McDaniel to Kobe Buffkin for the two-handed slam. Then on defense, Buffkin gets the steal. Seconds later, at the other end of the court, he surveys the terrain and delivers.
Dump it down, Reed crushes with two hands. Kobe Buffkin's come to play.
Terrace Reed Jr. with the poster jam. Sophomore Will Cheddar, always energy off the bench. He drives, scores, the bucket, and the Band-Aid. More Michigan defense. This time it's Hunter with the snuff, and then flash to offense. He nets the jump hook, forcing a Minnesota timeout. 2:16 left in the half. Jet Howard rolls his ankle on a Minnesota player, and he is in some major pain. Jet was helped off the court, couldn't put any pressure on it, and was done for the afternoon. Michigan responds by completing a 13-3 run to close the half. McDaniel works off a Dickinson screen for 3 of his 10. This was a low-scoring game, 23 apiece at the break. Early second, Michigan forces another turnover. On the break, Terrence Williams II volunteers for cleanup duty.
Up ahead, Buffkin, reverse layup, no, tap up by T-Will. And that's where he's so good.
Michigan forced 15 Minnesota miscues. Next trip, Dickinson backing down. Michigan grabs its first lead of the day. Big man Dawson Garcia, the North Carolina transfer, stepping outside for the Gophers. The game was tied at 33 early in the second. Before the Wolverines answer with 3 consecutive buckets, Hunter the offensive rebound, and he's hacked in the act.
Too strong, Dickinson offensive rebound, fades away, yes, and a foul!
15 of his game-high 23 coming in the second half. This will get you feeling confident. Reed Jr. with some help defense coming up with a big-time swat. McDaniel then drives, hangs, and somehow banks it in. Minnesota's Jamison Battle had 14, always a tough assignment. He scores on the shake and bake, trimming the Wolverine lead to 3. Michigan didn't shoot it well from deep, only 2 of 14, but got the job done anyway. Buffkin, the floater, for 2 of his 12. The Wolverine lead is up to 9. They go on to win 60-56, sweeping the season series from the Golden Gophers.
Adversity. That's what we're going through this year, all right? And I said it before, like, no one said it's going to be easy. And that's one of the main points I wanted to make, and I forgot to tell you guys in practice was, we have so many built-in excuses with injuries to guys, key guys, Ian, Jace, Jalen, then Kobe, and then Doug, and then T-Will hand, and then Jet's now ankle, and then Hunt, his foot. We have so many built-in excuses that we could, of course, say, you know what? Let's just throw it in, toss it in, say chalk it up, this is not our year. But I love the fact that none of you have made excuse for it. None of you are asking for a pity party, okay? And what you guys are doing is you're fighting. You're fighting hard for your season, okay? And so, on behalf of the staff, we appreciate that, okay? Yes, in the game, there are gonna be emotions happening, missed shots, coach, critiquing everything. But let me say this, I appreciate on behalf of the staff how you guys are fighting through adversity, okay? I do not want that to go unnoticed, real talk. And it's not a coach speak, this is genuinely from the heart. So with the adversity that we're gonna go through this year, okay, there is light at the end of the tunnel. There's always something positive that's gonna come out of this. The key is everyone in this room, all right? I ask, I beg, I pray. Just believe it, okay? Believe it, okay? So I ask, I beg, I pray, okay? Believe it. Something positive will happen at the end of the tunnel. Check. It was one of those games where both teams, offensively wasn't getting it done, but it was one of those defensive matchups where you're competing and you're fighting and clawing and scratching, and sometimes that's Big Ten basketball that people do not like. But as a competitor, we embrace it. It's fun.
The women had a huge battle Monday at Chrysler, facing number 6 Indiana in a clash of conference contenders. Both clubs shot the ball extremely well, but the Wolverines fell behind early against a steady Hoosiers club, trailing by 10 after the opening frame. Layla Felia paced the Michigan attack early. The sophomore finished with 21, including 3 makes from deep, 48-38 Hoosiers at the half. Emily Kaiser was also a double-digit scorer for the Maize and Blue, but Indiana shot over 51% for the game, drilling 9 of 18 three-pointers and putting 6 players in double figures. Leah Brown led 4 Wolverines in doubles with a career-high 31. She made 11 of 16 shots, and most of them were not gimmies. Brown desperately trying to lead a late charge, but Indiana never let off the gas and won a high-scoring affair, 93-82. The two clubs will meet again February 16th in Bloomington. Thursday, it was eastward bound to face number 10 Maryland. Felia was one of 3 Wolverines to hit double digits in this one. The sophomore popped in 15 and yanked down 7 rebounds. In the second, Maryland used an 8-0 run to take a 12-point lead. The Terrapins were on top 39-29 at the break. Brown put a team-high 16 in the scoring column. She's been in double figures in every game but 3 this season, but Michigan was playing from behind most of the way. Maryland turned 24 Michigan turnovers into 25 points, expanding its lead to as many as 16. Michigan crept to within 7 twice in the fourth, but couldn't get over the hump. The Terps take it 72-64, dropping the Wolverines to 16-5, 6-4 in the Big Ten. The women have been so consistent, that's the first time all season they've dropped back-to-back games. On the schedule this week, a road trip to Minnesota, and then a Thursday home game against a much-improved Illinois squad. When we come back, the constant battle that is cancer awareness and education. The Wolverines kicked off Coaches vs. Cancer Week by donning a special look for their Sunday game against Minnesota. Light blue warm-ups to raise awareness about prostate cancer, the second most common cancer in the U.S. among men. All of us, even these young student athletes, have been touched by the disease.
It does run in my family, so I know it's hard for some, especially losing a family member, especially on this team. So like we said, we stand for something, and we're going to stand for it proud. So cancer, get out the way.
Our Elrose Steel Man of the Week is Jay Smith, Michigan's Director of Player Personnel and Recruiting. Always smiling, always upbeat, Jay Smith remembers the early days of Coaches vs. Cancer Week.
Let's peel back, 25 years ago, it was just a thing we did on the court and didn't hit home as much as obviously it does now, because you're part of that brotherhood.
That brotherhood, cancer survivor. Smith underwent successful surgery for prostate cancer in September of 2018. He's been in the college game for 37 years since his playing days ended, and encourages openness and outreach for anyone suffering from a diagnosis.
The more you can talk to people who have gone through it so you know the experience, I think history is a great lesson and a great teacher for all of us. So if you know somebody personally that's gone through it, I think that helps you understand the journey that you're about to go on.
Reflecting on his own personal journey, Smith says it was something he was sometimes only half-hearted about, but now stresses yearly checkups.
I almost passed it off. I felt great. I almost passed on my physical till my wife said, no, you should get it. You've been doing it. Just go ahead and get it. And literally, a couple weeks later when all the blood work came in, it was like, you have an elevated PSA that it's not right. Something's not right here.
I asked how the cancer awareness movement of all shapes, sizes, and colors moves him.
As anything like this in a movement, you want to make sure you're trying to make an impact in a positive way without, overburdening people with it. But I think Dick Vitale did it best when he stood up and spoke. Hey, how many people stand up in here, and how many people have been affected by cancer? Some in your families. It was the whole hall.
Smith calls exercise his drug of choice and says cancer prevention never stops.
You've got to continue to take care of your body. And I know a lot of people say, well, sooner or later you're going to get cancer. That's not true. That's not true. Like, you take care of yourself and eat right and you exercise, and I want it to be later than sooner. I want to postpone that as much as I possibly can. And if it means I got to work out and train and eat better, then that's what I'll do to help.
A final message for anyone hesitating or procrastinating?
We've been given a great gift. I think it's make sure that we take care of it the best way we can.
Jay says since being diagnosed, he's focused on serving more, showing gratefulness, and finding happiness day to day in the little things, life lessons for everybody. The next time we see you, we'll be talking about a couple of road games at Penn State on Sunday and then Thursday at Northwestern. Until then, I'm Ed Kingerski. Have a great week. Inside Michigan Basketball is brought to you by Meijer. Make savings a slam dunk with Meijer home delivery and pickup.